do now what I would like to do in January. I love it. That's the energy that I want to be a part of. Let me tell you that. So I asked the question of, would you guys like a masterclass, one final masterclass of 2022? And like the overwhelming response was yes. I think I had 2 people say wait till 2023. Oh no, that's not my kind of energy. I like to do now what others would do tomorrow. And so that is part of the reason why I've achieved as much as I have achieved, for sure. And it all comes down to a lot of different things that I'm going to talk about today. Okay, now I don't see you well. So Josie got her millionaire package in the mail. Good. I'm so glad to hear that. Yay. I love when you guys get the mail. Tag me when you get it. I'm going to do a couple different things today. So of course I'm going to do a masterclass, and I've titled this masterclass Begin with the End in Mind. And some people were like, what the heck does that mean? I'm going to tell you what it means. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what I have coming up this year. So there's a couple of things that I want to tell you guys about, so you can stay tuned for. The title got me here. Good, Yuki. That's great. And then I also am going to talk about a giveaway. So I want to do a little bit of a giveaway, end of year giveaway. So stay tuned and I'll tell you what that is when I feel like I'm ready to say what it is, but it's a really, really good giveaway. This was really, really very, very inspired because this week, Diamond Academy, we've actually closed all of our doors. So we're not running embodiment sessions. I'm not doing any teachings. The Modern Mentor program isn't doing any lessons or anything in there. And we really wanted to give everybody on the team an opportunity to celebrate with their family and to, rest and restore and relax. But it's certainly not a time where I want to do nothing. It's actually a time where I want to really allow myself to ease into and take full advantage of the energy right now. So many people are like, it's the new year. It's just an energy. It's just a different energy, and you can use it for your advantage. I think about, Black Friday. So many people go out and they go shopping on Black Friday. Why is that? Well, it's something we made up. It's a sale. It's just an energy around a big sale. And what that does is it makes everybody go crazy wanting to cram the malls and spend all kinds of money to save $10. And so it's literally created this energetic thing. And so the new year, that's what it is. It's an energy. So I want to use it to my advantage. I really, really do. And so it's not a time where I'm hustling and grinding, because I don't do that anymore. But it's certainly a time where I am allowing, I'm going into the feminine energy. I'm reading, I'm journaling, I'm meditating, I'm visualizing. I'm asking myself questions, and I'm beginning with the end in mind. Yeah, which is really fun. So for the giveaway for today, what I decided to do was actually to stream this on YouTube, because so many people were asking for the replay, and YouTube is a very, very good place to put it, because you can always go back and find it. It will forever be there. The nice thing about YouTube too, so if you are watching this on a replay on YouTube, you can comment in the chat, in the comment section of YouTube, just like you would on this Zoom that we're all on. So if you weren't able to make the Zoom, that's okay, but participate like you are live. So be commenting, say where you're from in the chat box. Let us know, what your plans are for this year. Tell us your aha moments, and we go back and we see it. We can see all of your comments. And so when you engage like that, you're entering into the spirit of the idea of beginning with the end in mind, which is really beautiful. So it will be on YouTube. If you aren't able to stay, or if you wanted to watch the replay later, you can certainly find it on there. So just give us a little bit of time, but it will be on there. The beautiful thing about some of these things that I like to do too is I love to do giveaways. I think that they are so fun, and it's a beautiful opportunity for me to do something a little bit different, an energy, so to speak, around this idea, this concept. For those of you that maybe this is new for you, so let me know in the chat if this is your first live with me, if this is the first time watching me, your first masterclass, let me know. Just say first time or whatever you feel called to say in the chat, and on the YouTube if you're watching it on the replay. What you will find with me is that I do things differently than many other people in the manifestation space do. And when it comes to coaching, I coach in a different way. And when I talk about this material, I do teach what I learn in a way that allows me to understand it and embody it, but then in a way that allows you to understand and embody it, because I don't want you guys all walking around knowing something. I want you guys walking around having spiritually understood something. And what that means is spiritually know it and understand it. And that's different than intellectually knowing and understanding something. So if it stays in your conscious mind, you intellectually know it. But if it moves into your body, you spiritually know it. You have become it. So what I teach you doesn't become, oh, yes, I know that already. That's how I live. That's who I am, what she just said right there. That's me. I go back and I read some books now and I'm like, that's me. That's what I do. That's how I think. That's how I behave. That's how I talk. It's not just knowing and understanding and sometimes even regurgitating. There's some people that I have spoken to in the past who have been like, hey, I already know this. And I'm like, okay, but do you live according to it? Or do you just know it? That is very, very different. So I like to say that my approach is spirituality meets peak performance. It's the feminine meeting the masculine. It's the allowing and the doing. It's the combination of the two things that allow you to move the energy here in the physical 3D world. Yuki, I could not agree more. So Yuki just put, we need more men here. This is really interesting because, I don't know if he will watch this, but I had somebody reach out to me a couple of weeks ago and they said, can you recommend a male coach that does similar to you? And I went, tell me more. Why do you think you need a man? And this was a man. I said, why do you think you need a man? And he was like, well, I don't know. I just think you have a lot of women. You teach women. And I'm like, I teach everyone, not just women, anyone, any age, from anywhere, any language, literally all over the world. And it was so interesting because I said, you want someone that teaches the way I teach. You are being called to step into your feminine energy. You are being called to step into the feminine. You are being called to step into spirituality. And so he's now in the millionaire program and having wins already, but it was just an open dialogue and conversation about what's available to you if you allow yourself to think differently. So Yuki, I totally agree. There are more men being called to this energy, and we want to make it a safe place for them to be able to expand and grow and achieve more of what they truly desire to achieve. So we're open to receive. We really, really are. And so we can help anybody. So if you're a man and you want some help, we can absolutely help you. And a lot of my one-on-one clients that have achieved some pretty phenomenal things in their businesses have been men, which is really great. So a lot of the one-on-one relationships that I have been men, which has been really, really beautiful. There's so much advancement in allowing the feminine to come in with that masculine do. Anyways, that's a little aside, but Yuki, I am totally on board with you with that one. So what I want to do is I want to do a giveaway. And I thought about what would be a beautiful giveaway that would benefit you in a beautiful way, but would also help me to connect with the audience in a little bit of a different way. I mean, I can't respond to every message. I can't have a conversation with every single one of you. It's not possible for me at this point. But I feel like I could have a conversation with one of you. I could offer a one-on-one coaching call to one of you. And I think that would be really powerful. So what I've decided to do for the giveaway for this masterclass, it will only be for 3 days. So today's the 27th. It will just be until the 30th. If you share the replay of this masterclass, we will give you the link. It's on YouTube. If you share the replay and you tag me, Kathleen Cameron, whether it is on Instagram or it is on Facebook or wherever you want to share, and use the hashtag begin with the end in mind, we will enter you for the draw for a one-on-one coaching call in the new year with me. And these can be really good calls. They're really good. So I'm so excited for whoever is going to manifest this for that giveaway. So until December the 30th, share the replay of this masterclass and you will be entered for the draw. So we will probably pull the draw on the 31st and we will announce the winner for the one-on-one coaching call. Okay, Let's move into this masterclass, okay? Let me know right here, how many of you are ready to make 2023 a different experience for yourself? Okay, so you let me know. I'm ready. Say, I'm ready. Now, what's really, really beautiful here is that we are in a very, very beautiful opportunity to really create whatever we want. So when I say, are you ready for a different experience in 2023? That is very subjective to whatever that means for you, to be quite honest. So many of you will decide to create or write down or set intentions for what you think you should want. I don't want you to do that. I want you to really think about, what would I love for 2023? What would really light me on fire? What would really excite me? What would be fulfilling? What would be purposeful? What would be surprising yet exciting for me to have happen in 2023? Many people will write down things that they want to achieve, and that is okay. You can absolutely do that. Those are all things you might call goals. So you want to achieve this in your business, you want to go on this vacation, you want to buy this new house, you want to speak on this stage, all of those things. Those are beautiful things that you want to experience in your life in 2023. But I also want us to go a step further and then ask the question of, who do I need to be? Because in order for you to experience the life that you desire, it is about becoming a different version of yourself. Now, this is a very intellectual process. So today I'm going to talk to you intellectually, okay? I'm going to speak to your intellectual mind as we go through this. I can already sense that spiritually, many of you are on the spiritual plane. You are connected. You are understanding who you are, what you know, what your role is. You understand that you're a spiritual being in a physical body with an intellectual mind. So I'm not going to speak too much to your spirit today. I'm going to go to the intellectual mind, which is part of your human. Okay, so I talk about when my human is out. Okay, so my human is out when I'm analyzing something, when I'm judging something, when I'm questioning something, when I'm regulating my emotions, when I'm goal setting, when I'm maybe journaling, things like that. I'm using my intellectual mind to move my energy into the physical form. So it's so incredibly important that we do that. But I want you to be spiritually connected to and understand that you are not all the thoughts that are in your mind. You are what observes the thoughts that are in your mind. So when I say that we are going to begin with the end in mind, I am saying we are creating an intellectual process today. So meditation is lovely and it is beautiful, and I absolutely recommend it. Breath work, beautiful, absolutely recommend it. Going for nature walks, sitting down and having coffee, doing visualizations, journaling, all of those things I absolutely believe are essential. But what I'm going to talk to you today about is the intellectual mind portion of it. So this is making a conscious decision to change what we believe to be true, thus change the experience that we have here on this physical 3D plane. So we are here for an experience. We are here to learn things, to grow things, to resolve things, perhaps from past lives. And so while we are here right now, we get to choose our experience. But what so many of us have done in the past, and I know for myself was a major reality, was that I allowed everything outside of me to determine my experience. So if you liked me, I was liked. If you thought that I was kind, then I was kind. If you thought that I was beautiful, then I would feel beautiful. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm at a place now where I understand that the beliefs that I hold within my subconscious mind can be programmed by one and only me, that I can choose what goes on in there. Do I still experience moments where the outside world tries to tell me something different, and sometimes I start to fall for it? Yeah, still happens because I got a human over here, right? But it's the awareness of what's happening right now? Why am I suddenly believing that I'm not good enough because you're not paying attention to me, or because you don't believe what I say is true, or because you're challenging me in some way? Does that mean that I'm not worthy, that I'm not good enough? No, it's just the experience that I'm choosing to have. So I don't want to experience what others think I should experience. I want to experience the life that I so desire. So when I say that we are going to begin with the end in mind, I'm literally telling you right now that you create the end. Okay, what does end mean? End is just as far as you can see. It's as far as you're allowing yourself to believe in, to visualize, to see for yourself. So if you don't think of anything else but the version that you are today right now, then your end is who you are today right now, right? So you can only go as far as you're willing to see for you. Dawn, the accomplished fact. So what I will say right now, Dawn, about that, the accomplished fact, is we climb what I call the ladder of belief. And so we start off by needing change. I need to be different. I need 2023 to be different. I really do. I need it. That comes from lack and limitation. That comes from the belief that you are what you think you are, and your life is what you think it is, and that's just the way it is. And so you need something to change. I want to get you to a place where you want it, where you desire it. Because when you go into want and desire, it no longer comes from a need for it. So you're no longer attached to the outcome. You're no longer in lack and limitation. You're actually in a place where you're like, you know what? I would love this. My life is good, but it could be even better with this thing, or this experience, or this belief, or this, et cetera, et cetera. And so see how you're no longer tied to the outcome? You're actually in a state now where you don't need it because life is good. Then I want to get you to the place where you now are believing that the end result is here, where you're like, yes, I believe this is possible for me. I'm starting to see how this can happen. But the real magic happens, and it'll show up in the 3D physical world, as Dawn said, when the end, you believe, and it's an accomplished fact. So this does not mean that you see it with your eyes, but you believe that it's already done, that you are already what you seek. So many of us are so used to seeing it with our five senses that you are looking for it. You're looking for it everywhere. But I want to tell you that you don't need to look anywhere for it. It's already done. It's already there. It's already finished. And so you're literally like, I am this version. I am that person. And that's the effortless way. That is truly the effortless way. So how much are you willing to allow yourself to believe in? That's the question. Do you need to see it? Or can you believe it before you see it? Yeah, it's very different. So when you begin with the end in mind, then is the first step on the way to understanding that you are already that person, that you are already that version, that you already have everything that you need, want, and desire. Even me saying that we're going to begin with the end in mind implies that you haven't fused with the belief. Because if you fused with the belief that the end, we're not beginning with the end in mind, we're beginning as the end. But that's a higher level concept to understand. And it also takes a different level of awareness to get yourself to that place. If I sat here and told you, all you need to do is believe that you're the version of yourself today, that's it, fuse with it, you're done. Many of you would be like, how? I don't get it. So that's why I'm taking you through an intellectual process, climbing the ladder of belief, to show you that we are going to start with a new intellectual idea, which is the end. You can call that your vision. You can call that your goal. You can call that, don't say future state. Using the word future keeps it in the future. I don't want to use that. Sometimes even saying a higher level version of yourself, I don't always love that either, because when you say it's higher, it means that where you are right now is lower, which implies a gap. So to me, we can use the word end, or we can use vision, or we can use goal. And so what we're doing is we're identifying, I'm here right now and I want to be right here. But the process that we have to take in manifestation is to close the gap and understand that you are already. But we're going to start with this intellectual process so that you can see it, you can understand it, you can go into your imagination, and then you can be it. Some of the examples that I've used of this, of course, have come up around money. You know, I convinced myself that I was a millionaire before I had $1 million, before I made $1 million. And so to believe that you're a millionaire after you make the $1 million actually doesn't make any sense at all. How? Everything in this universe was created through the imagination. So, you know how we journal on pen and paper? How was that pen and paper created? In someone's imagination. It was a manifestation. So if you think you need to journal on pen and paper to manifest, I would just ask the question of how did the people that created the pen and paper manifest the pen and paper without the pen and paper? Right? All we need to manifest is right here in our imagination, asking the questions. So for me, it's then understanding that it's the perpetual transmutation of energy. Any idea held on the screen of the mind will manifest into the physical form by law. This is a higher intellectual faculty. I've had people say to me, well, I can't visualize, I can't see things, and they even give it a name. Okay, well, you can tap into your imagination without seeing anything. I can literally just ask you a question right now and you seek to find the answer. You don't necessarily see the answer, but you seek to find the answer. You think about it. You go and you retrieve from somewhere to find the answer. And so I think about brainstorming. Brainstorming is a beautiful way to access your imagination without visualizing. And it's still using your higher intellectual faculty. So ask the question, who do I need to be to achieve what I want to achieve? And when you ask that question, you're on the creative plane. You're now asking the question of, who am I? What do I experience? How do I think? How do I feel? How do I behave? And pay attention to your reactions to life. Your reactions to life will tell you a heck of a lot about you and yourself and why you do and don't have what you want in your life, why you keep experiencing the same thing over and over again, why you can't get emotionally involved, or why you're getting so emotionally involved that you're attached. You know, you'll find out so many things. So we begin with the end in mind. And so the end is for you to know, not for me to know. It's for you to decide. And I love to write this down at the top of my page. If all things are possible, what would I love? If all things are possible, what would I love? And then I step back and I look at, if all things are possible, do I believe that? Do I believe all things are possible? You know what? I really do. There's not a lot of things that I don't think are possible anymore. Because I've seen so much happen to so many people in this material, not just me, but people all around me for the past 3 years. It's been this constant experience where people think of something and it shows up for them. Think of something, it shows up for them. Think of something, it shows up for them. Ask for something, it shows up for them, right? So if all things are possible, what would I love? And so the next thing that I would ask you then is like, do you believe it's possible? Not for me, not for Deborah, not for Yuki, but for you. See the difference? Because many of you will say, oh, that's easy for you, or oh, you can do that, you can achieve that. And what you're really saying is, I can't. I'm not worthy. I don't know enough. I'm too old. I'm too big. I'm too short. I don't have enough skills. Whatever that is, let's just let go of it right now. Yeah. because the belief that someone else can achieve something but you cannot is limiting you. That is not an empowering belief for yourself. So we're all going to begin with the end in mind, our own individual end. So your goal last year, maybe 2022, was to be more fulfilled. And maybe today you feel more fulfilled. Amazing, you manifested that. You might have asked to be more inspired, and you are more inspired. Amazing. You might have asked to grow and to develop and to believe in yourself more, and all of that has shown up. But notice what you have asked for that has not shown up. More money, more business growth, a relationship. Maybe it's a drama-free life. The dramas of life are a psychological one. They happen in your own mind. They're not real. We create it. So how can you step back and say, where is it that what is it that I am resisting? And so what you are resisting is the thing that you very much want to bring into your life that hasn't shown up yet. So just put that on your what would I love list. Don't put the other things on there that you've already experienced, the fulfillment, the self-love, the confidence, the spirituality. Like, let's really move. Like, what is it in 2022 that I have not moved my energy with yet? And let's make it move in 2023. That's where the growth is. The one thing, though, that I can tell you that I have in a very, very big way, and I've always had this in a very big way, and it's wavered in its intensity, is my desire. There's a difference between desiring something and knowing that it's right there for you and just going for it. Like, yeah, I want this, that's nice, versus it's coming towards me and I'm going to run towards it, let's go. Like, there is a different energy. And so I like to call it a burning desire. And I like to use the word burning because when something is burning, there's like brightness, there's light, there's heat, there's crackling. Like, it's much more dramatic when something's burning than not burning. So to me, I love to use the word burning desire. Do you have a burning desire? I can tell you right now that I have a fire in me. I've had a fire in me in a really big way since September of 2019. And, getting sick this year and almost losing my life, it didn't dull the burning desire. It just had me do a lot more inner work for the burning desire to now be cleaner, to be purer, to be more profound. And so sometimes you have to slow down a little bit to speed back up. And now I'm ready to speed back up. And it's not about hustling more or working more hours, but it's about allowing my burning desire to grow, to nurture, to flourish, and to allow the feminine energetics combined with the masculine energetics to amplify me and the vividness of me and all that I desire, and now move myself closer to what I desire as I pull it closer to me. So I talk about the dual forces. If you've read my book, Becoming the One, I talk about the dual forces. And this is what has allowed me to quantum leap, why I love talking about quantum leap so much, because most people are just running towards what they want. Soul on fire, burning desire, running after what they want. And yeah, they'll eventually get there. But what I love is I love to use all the forces of attraction, make myself super magnetic, and be super crisp and clear on what I'm drawing to me as I'm moving towards it. It's very powerful. And so that's how we quantum leap and we collapse time. Yeah. So the burning desire in me is very, very much there. And as I'm going into 2023, the burning desire is even more profound because I literally have this thought all the time. And if any of you are in this material, you teach this material, you're a coach in this material, you know the feeling when somebody messages you and their life has changed. They message you and they're like, oh my God, like I can't even tell you how different I am. And it's because they did the work on themselves. So I have this feeling now when I do a masterclass like this, or I do our live events, or I teach my millionaire students or the modern mentor students, or even in my mastermind, I have this feeling deep within me. If only more people could experience this. If only more people could feel this. If only more people learn to love themselves, what this world would be like. And so at the beginning of my journey, I was very much driven by more material things. They were anchors, right? They helped me to tap into what I needed within me to create the life of my dreams for my family. But now I'm at a place where, it's about helping millions of people. It really is. It's about how can we influence people greater. So all of us on here are here to do that very same work, whether you teach this or you coach this or not. You becoming the best of yourself has a ripple effect. You becoming stronger, you becoming more resilient, you thinking more thoughts of peace, love, joy, and gratitude changes all the people in your direct vicinity, because they will all start thinking that way. So when we start becoming more light and we all start lighting up, we drown out the darkness. And so this is where I want us to all really come together and tap into this and change the world together through this material. And it doesn't need to be hard work. It's actually the most fulfilling work that you can ever do in helping other people to see their own light within. It's really beautiful. Maybe I need to change that. Maybe what I help you do isn't step into your greatness, but to help you see your own light within. Turn that light on. So burning desire, though, is so important. And if you don't have a burning desire for what it is that you seek, why not? Is it because you don't believe it's possible for you? Do you believe it's going to be too hard? Is not allowing your desire to burst into flames, is it because you're afraid of it? Are you turning your back on your desires because you're not quite sure that you're good enough for it? You're not quite sure it's going to happen? So remember, we talk a lot about our upper limits. We talk a lot about what is keeping us small. And so sometimes what'll happen is it's like, I'm going to pay attention to Kathleen. I'm going to watch all her trainings, listen to her podcast. You start to get all lit up. Your burning desire is so good. You're ready to take action. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to stop watching Kathleen. I'm not going to go on her calls anymore. I'm not going to watch what she's doing. I'm going to avoid it now. And what you're doing is just keeping yourself small, because you know that being in this energy, being on these calls, listening to this content, this material is going to help you to move into the growth. It's going to help you to step into the rise. And so that's what we want to help you do, is step into the rise. This is what this masterclass is about today, is just to give you that little bit of fuel into your fire to take you into the new year. Yeah. So burning desire is absolutely the key. So we're going to create the end vision for ourselves, right? And we're going to make sure that we have the burning desire to achieve it. The other thing, though, that many of us don't pay any attention to is faith. Not faith in someone or faith in something, just an overall general state of faith. Okay? So I act in faith. Can you say that to be true for you? Because when you act in faith, what are you saying? You're saying, yes, it is done. Yes, I am that version of me. Yes, I'm open to receive. Yes, yes, yes. Right? So many people want to understand faith as an intellectual idea, but I want you to really ask yourself, is faith something that I just want to intellectually understand, or is it a place I actually want to work from? Is it a feeling that I actually want to have? Do I want to embody the idea of faith? You have faith in many things. Many, many things. You don't even think about it. I have faith that Uber will pick me up and drop me off where I want to go. Why? Because I put it in the app. So it must be true, right? I have faith that the sun will come up tomorrow morning. I have faith that the tides come in, that the tides come out. I have faith that people will show up for my masterclass. So what do you have faith in? And how can you move that faith over to different parts of your life? And so many times we have faith in the things that people tell us, right? You're not good enough. You'll never achieve what you want to achieve. You're too old. You're not smart enough. You don't know enough. You don't have enough followers on social media. And you go, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true. Is it true? According to who? According to who? That's what I want to say. Says who? You get to be whoever you want, and you get to have faith in whatever you want to have faith in. And Robert Russell says it so eloquently. He says that success in its simplest form is faith expressed in action. So when you actually do have faith in something, you act differently. You act very differently. Yuki, I think Yuki's question, do you distinguish between belief and faith? I think the word belief is a word that we've created to describe what we believe to be true in our intellectual mind. So I believe that I am powerful. I believe that I'm a woman. I believe that I live in Ontario. I believe that I'm a good coach. I believe. But the word faith to me, the intellectual way to describe faith is that I believe in the unseen. I believe in what I can't describe, what I can't declare, what I can't maybe even understand. And so to me, I would rather put the idea of faith into the body as a way of living. I live in faith. Whereas we can change beliefs, and faith is something that you have or do not have. And I think you can have it for different parts of you. I think you can have faith in certain things in the world, and you cannot have faith in other parts. Whereas I think beliefs, we always have a belief. You're always believing something. It might be the negative side of it or the positive side of it. And I love too the idea that faith is what makes our thoughts powerful. Because a faithless thought doesn't do any work. It doesn't create. So this is why affirmations can become quite problematic. Because if you've created an affirmation, you don't believe in the affirmation, obviously, because you created it. You want to believe it, so you create an affirmation to believe something different. And so if you do not have faith in the affirmation, you do not believe that it is true, you do not have faith in it, it's kind of a waste. So this is why people are saying, I'm confident, over and over again. And all you're doing is affirming the fact that you're not. So if you can apply faith to the fact that you are already confident, suddenly, boom, you become a confident woman or man. So to me, faith is a lot more powerful than simple belief. I think faith is a feeling. It's a way of being. And it can be very spiritual. Some people use faith to define their religious beliefs, and they have faith in something. But I would love to live in faith in generality, in general terms. So faith expressed in action, that's what we want to do. So we've began with the end in mind. We've built our burning desire. Now we are going to act in the assumption of the wish fulfilled through faith. Will the replay be available? Oh, yes, girl. YouTube. It'll be on YouTube. Don't worry. So the other thing that I want to challenge us a little bit on too, and I talked about this a little bit today, and I thought it was interesting, and I want to bring it here, is this idea of New Year's resolutions. So what is a resolution? I want to resolve something. I want to fix something. There's a problem that needs fixing. So this new year, I'm going to fix it. So I'm too lazy and I never go to the gym, so I'm going to go to the gym. My body is carrying too much weight and I don't like it, so I'm going to go on to this diet plan. My business isn't growing like I want it to grow. I want it to double. So I'm going to create a resolution that I'm going to double it because my business isn't actively growing. So what we're actually doing when we create New Year's resolutions, and follow me with this, is that we're acting in the assumption of the wish not fulfilled by creating a resolution. Do you get that? Does that make sense? Yeah. You're basically saying this is wrong and this needs fixing. So then you're acting in the assumption that something needs to be fixed. So the effortless way is understanding that nothing needs to be fixed at all. We're just asking for a new experience. So I had a eye-opening experience in 2022. I almost lost my life. I had to have lung surgery. I was in the hospital and in the ICU for a week and stuck in Miami for a month. And stuck in Miami for a month. I know it sounds terrible, but I was recovering, so I wasn't on the beach. Okay, you guys? Everybody thinks, oh, she's in Miami, she's on the beach. No, I was in a tiny little room recovering from surgery. It was quite the experience. It was very, very humbling. I got pneumonia, Monique, that went outside of the lungs. And anyways, I was in a very, very bad way. But what I'm trying to say with this, though, is that I was at a place before that where I decided 2022 was going to be the year of health. Okay, so January came and I was like, okay, this year I'm going to get healthy. Here it is. And then guess what? I experienced a health crisis because I acted in the assumption that I was not healthy. I literally made resolutions of, okay, I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to become healthy because I'm not healthy today. So instead of giving myself credit for all the ways in which I am already healthy and all the ways that my body was caring for me and all the ways that my body was serving me so beautifully, I made myself wrong, very wrong. And I heard that my entire life, since I was a little girl, I heard that my body was wrong and that it needed to be fixed. But my health did not come into the place where it is today, right now, until I let go of that. Until I let go of the belief that I had a problem that needed to be fixed. So I stepped away from the judgment, from the criticism, from the hate, and I said, what would I love? I would love to embody the idea of health. And so when I got home from my surgery, I let go of all of that. And I said, I'm not shaming myself for this. And the doctor even said to me, you would be dead if it wasn't for the strength of your body right now. Your body saved you. So this body that I hated for so long, it saved me, it saved my life. And so I started giving her love and I started to give her gratitude. But then I started to ask myself, if I believed that I was healthy right now, what would I do? What would I believe? What would I feel? What action would I take? And wouldn't you know it? I have now completely reprogrammed my subconscious mind to eat nothing but healthy foods, to move my body every single day, to have a personal trainer that I'm not going to say I love every moment of it, but when he's not here, I'm missing the workouts. So it must be doing something right, And so this is where I want you to stop with the resolutions and ask the question, if I believed I was healthy right now, what would I do? If I believed I was abundant right now, what would I do? If I believed that I loved myself, what would I do? See the difference? Yeah. And it's really beautiful because nobody says anything to me about the weight release, because you all know from following me that it's not about weight release. It's never been about weight release. It's been about loving myself to treat my body with health and longevity. The moment that I start thinking about weight release, I move back to, there's a problem. There's a problem with me. There is no problem. I am so healthy. My body is functioning optimally. And so then I'm driven to want to keep those types of behaviors up, right? Anyway, just a little example, but this is why I don't think we should make resolutions. I think we should begin with the end in mind. What is the end? But then don't shame ourselves for whatever it is we're shaming ourselves for, guilting ourselves for, whatever that belief is right now that you think is you're flawed. Are you really? Why do you believe that? You aren't flawed. And so life now is just what it is for me. I haven't signed up for a 12-week program that I'm only going to stick to for 12 weeks. I'm not only eating healthy food for a short time until a certain amount of weight comes off my body. This is me now. This is my life. This is how I want to live and how I want to experience. And so the health example is something that you all can resonate with, because health is either something you're trying to fix, you're avoiding, or is something that you become obsessed with. There are people that have become obsessed with the idea of health. And the idea of health isn't so much how your body's functioning, but how you look. That was what it was for me for many, many years. Now the way I look changes simply because how I see health has changed. Health and longevity. Somebody said something to me the other day about, are you going to talk about your weight loss journey? And I said, whose weight loss journey? I'm not on a weight loss journey. No way. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my self-love journey. I'm talking about my healthy habits. I'm talking about the longevity of my vessel. But I'm not going to talk about my weight loss journey. Yeah, good. Okay, I want to tell you a couple of things that I have coming up this year. Somebody said something. Somebody said something up here. I wanted to read it. What if someone is an alcoholic and wants to stop drinking because if they don't stop, things will be getting worse? Ooh, I stopped drinking too. That's another thing I did. So if you believe you have a drinking problem, what is it that you are focused on? You have a problem, and the problem needs fixing. And with that problem becomes shame, guilt, feelings like you're not good enough or you're not worthy. You can't control yourself. You might even call yourself an alcoholic. You might say, I'm an alcoholic, or I have an addiction issue, or whatever else. And so there's a lot of shaming yourself and guilting yourself in those phrases. And so for me, the best thing to do is to stop with that and say, what would I love? I would love to be somebody that does not drink. There is a difference between somebody who believes they have a drinking problem, who is trying to stop drinking, and someone who is simply accepting the identity of someone who does not drink. It's not even, I don't drink anymore. It's just, I'm accepting the identity of somebody who doesn't drink. Then suddenly you're somebody that doesn't drink, right? So for me, I was trying to not drink. So then I would go out for dinner with my friends. So this was in January of 2022. I decided you know what? I feel like I'm going to not drink for a while. And it wasn't because I thought I had a drinking problem or that I consumed too much or that it was bad for me or anything like that. I noticed I didn't like the way it made me feel. It made me feel tired. It gave me heartburn. It made me all flushed and red. I didn't sleep as good after having a drink before bed. So I thought, what would I love? I would love to no longer be somebody that drinks. Like that sounds nice. Let's try it out. So I went out for dinner the first time with my friends. They all ordered a drink. I took a look at the menu and I was like, well, I'm not going to have a drink, but I'll just look at the menu. No, if you don't drink, you don't look at the menu. Do you know that? You don't look at the drink menu. And if you do, you only find what do they call the drinks that don't have alcohol? Virgin, or the mocktails, they call it. So I took the menu and I started looking, and of course I find a drink that sounds really nice and all my friends are drinking. So you know what? I'm going to have a drink. So I was somebody who still believed she drank, that was trying not to drink. That was the identity. Then I started thinking about my brother. He's never drank in his life. And I thought, what would my brother have done that night out for dinner? And I remembered that he says, I don't drink. He won't even take the menu. So the next time I went out for dinner, which was like 2 weeks later or maybe 1 week later, we were all sitting there, everybody's ordering drinks, hands me the menu, and I said, no, I don't drink. And I didn't take the menu. Right there, I acted in the assumption of the new belief about myself that I do not drink. Not I'm an alcoholic and I'm trying to not drink. right? So I actually had a conversation with a friend of mine from when we were in high school, and we had a really, really great talk. And he told me that he's an alcoholic and he hasn't drank in 6 years and how hard it is for him and all those kinds of things. And I said, just a thought, but what if you just dropped the I'm alcoholic thing? I mean, you haven't drank in 6 years. You're like, let's just drop that. You don't drink. You don't even have to explain it to me. You don't even have to say anything. And he was like, you know what? I don't even think about it anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, the I'm an alcoholic is tying you to it. He messaged me a little while later and he said, you know what? I'm not an alcoholic. I said, there you go. Fabulous. So I'm just using these examples. These are how you can shift beliefs to see things differently, different perceptions. And I always want you guys to do things in a way that's light and easy and beautiful and doesn't need to be all of this hard work and the strain and the hustle and writing things out 100 times. Like, let's accept the belief that you are what you want to be. The end is here. Begin with the end in mind. Well, the end's right now. So a little bit of homework that I just want to give you guys to do, because I think this is going to be really, really powerful, is I want you to write a letter to yourself from today's date, December 27th of 2023. So we're going to begin with the end in mind. So we're going to go to the end. We're going to go to 1 year from today. What would you love to happen this year? What are you calling in? What are you asking for? What would you love? And write yourself a letter from there. I am so grateful for you, Kathleen, for everything that you decided to do in 2023. Look at how you changed our lives. You made a decision, you pushed forward, you created a burning desire, you went in with everything with faith, and you did exactly what you said you were going to do. You did X, Y, Z. This showed up, you asked for it, this showed up. You asked for this, it showed up. You asked for this, it showed up. Yada, yada, yada. Write yourself a letter. Yeah. And what's really exciting is every time you read that letter, you're going to have your burning desire grow. Your belief will grow. Your faith will grow. Why? Because a version of yourself that doesn't yet exist today, right now, has just written you a letter. It's literally, psychologically, from the fourth dimension, from your imagination, you're writing you today, right now, a letter. No, you're writing the letter from December 27th of 2023. So I'm having you tap into your imagination. You're going onto the creative plane, the fourth dimension, to be the version of you 1 year from today. And you're going to write you today, right now, letter. Like, you might say something like, wow, if you only knew what was going to happen this year, you would make different decisions. Or if you only knew what was about to transpire, you'd have more faith and confidence in yourself. Statements like that. What does the version of you that is experiencing the fullness of life that you desire, the experience of life that you desire, what does that version of you say to you today, right now? So most people do it the other way. They will wait until they've achieved, and then they'll think about, oh man, if I could tell my past self, oh, we're going to do it right now, right from today. And this homework exercise is just for you. I don't need you to share it anywhere or nothing. Just, this is for you. This is your own growth. So when I say that we're beginning with the end in mind, this is exactly what I mean, because you get to be that version of you right now. There's an application that's write a letter to your future. I don't like future self. It's not future. It's you right now. And what I'm going to get you to do by doing this exercise is understanding that they're the same person. We're just merging them. The version of you that desires everything that you want isn't different from you right now. It's just somebody that's aware of something different. So all the confidence that you need to achieve what you want to achieve is already within you. All the belief that you need to have is already within you. All of the faith that you need in order to accomplish what you want is already within you. All of the skills, all of the words, all of the advice, all of the feelings, all of the awareness, it's all already there. The discipline, the persistence, the resilience, the strength, it's all already there. We're not getting anything from anywhere else. We're allowing ourselves to become aware of the parts of us that already exist. Yeah. I love the word nurtured, Millie. Nurturing is the feminine energetics, right? So when you allow yourself to see those things, to praise those things, to say hello to those things, you're nurturing them. I use the word quite often, nurturing a belief. What belief are you nurturing today? You might think that you're nurturing the belief that you're confident, but you're not, because you're acting in a way that's not confident. So you're nurturing the belief that you aren't confident. So yeah, see you later, Millie. So the homework is to write the letter from December 27th, 2023 to today. I'm not saying your future self to this self, because they're the same. So just pay attention to my language. I also think that it's very, very powerful that you this week start to really, really ask the questions around, if all things are possible, what would I love? So you can do that as well. This coming year, I have some things that I'm going to be launching. And so I just want to let you guys know a little bit about that. So I'm feeling very, very called to do a CEO day in person in Toronto. This will be early in the year. It'll probably be February or March. And this will have only 10 to 12 people in it. And it will be one full day where we will talk about nothing but leadership. So this is for people who are leaders in their space, CEOs, business owners, anybody that wants to tap into the spirit of leadership and to lead spiritually. It will be an in-person day. I'm also just putting the wheels in motion for another Rise retreat. So our Rise retreat last year was in the Bahamas. We will have a Rise retreat this year again. Won't be in the Bahamas, but it will be somewhere else. So that was Rise Bahamas. We will have another Rise. So stay tuned for that. And then I will be launching a brand new program. The title is still up in the air, but I think it's very, very imperative that we study all the laws of the universe. And so I will be creating a laws class. And I will create the laws class in my energy and my way of teaching, and the feminine energetics paired with the masculine energetics, with the ease and flow, with the spirituality, in a way that you can all really, really understand and connect to. Yeah. And then the last thing that I will say is, do not forget about this giveaway. Yep. So share the sharing link on the YouTube. Yep. So right on YouTube, you will see, so after this is over, it'll likely be up on YouTube, but you might have to wait a few minutes. I don't know how long that takes, but there's a little button under that says share. And on there, you can copy the link, you can share the video, whatever else. Make sure you tag me, because this is how I'm going to know to enter you into the draw. So I'm going to watch my socials for the next couple of days. And then you can use the hashtag begin with the end in mind. Yeah. And so on Friday, December the 31st, the last day of 2022, I will announce the winner of the giveaway for a one-on-one coaching call with me in January. And I am heading to Las Vegas. I am so excited. I am checking something off my bucket list that I have wanted to do. So stay tuned. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Stay tuned to my social media and you'll be able to see as I go through this. But I'm super, super excited. It was one of those things. What would I love to do right now? I would love to do that. So I'm going to make that happen. No matter what is how much it costs, or whether it's possible or whatever else, or if it's last minute, I'm going to make it happen. And I did that. Last but not least thing that I will say is that it is very, very imperative that right now you step into the rise with us. Okay, step into it. No matter what's happened yesterday, it doesn't really matter. Step into it. And so right now we still have our friends and family on right now until December 31st. So we still have people enrolling in programs leading right up to the new year. So if you are interested in working with us in any way, if you want to take any of my courses or my programs, we have lots of options available. So reach out to me, reach out to anybody on my team, info@diamondacademy.ca. You can reach out as well. And we can get this started off beautiful. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I hope that you have walked away with some steps, the masculine energy of how to take the spiritual feminine ideas and move them into the physical for yourself. So I hope that that is so helpful for you guys. I wish you all just an amazing new year. I'm excited for all of you to be on this journey with me. Honestly, it's a dream come true to be able to come up here and to talk about the things that are so near and dear to my heart. And I don't take one moment of it for granted, especially what happened this year. So thank you all so much. I love you with so much love and gratitude. I can't say enough for all of you. I appreciate you so much. Can't wait to watch you all rise this year.